is manifesting destiny and how you will be able to manifest destiny for yourself. Now, I know a lot of people say that they like to pray and visualize themselves where they want to be at, where they're going to be at in the future, and all the things that they're going to do. I am here to tell you that throughout my lifestyle and life planning, I have been able to manifest the things that I wanted in my future. But let's talk about manifesting one-on-one. How do you manifest? Is it all visual? Is it all in your head? Do you speak it out into the universe? Now, I can tell you of the things that I've done to manifest my future. Where I am now, it has been an unpredictable journey, but for the most part, a lot of things that I've manifested have come true. But you have to believe in the power of energy. You have to believe in the power of the universe. You have to believe in the power of the word. You have to believe in the power of yourself. You are the energy that you put out into the world, and you are the energy that you receive back. The basis is if you put out negativity, you're going to get negativity back. If you put out positivity, you get positivity back. It sounds like it's a very easy concept, but a lot of our mind is associated with wandering thoughts. And when we have wandering thoughts, sometimes they can be negative, sometimes they can be positive. Have you ever caught yourself reading a book, listening to a conversation, sitting at work at your computer, just have random thoughts just going past, and you just think about everything? You think about what are you going to do at the end of the day, conversations that you're going to have with various people, some things that you may want to do in the future, maybe that paycheck that's coming at the end of the week. We all have wandering thoughts, and our mind just takes off and just goes. But when you manifest, you look at something that you want, you look at something that you want to grasp, and in those items or objects that you want to grasp, you say, this is what I like, this is what I want to have, and you put it into the universe, both vocally, both energy, and mentally. You have to really put it out there. So a few years ago, I was telling some friends that when I get my first car note, it's going to be within a price range that I want it to be in, and it's going to be less than $230. It's going to be my first car note. Now, I went a long time without having a car note. A lot of my cars I just kind of just bought off of other people. I was lucky to be in a position to kind of buy cars. Now, this was a time when you could just buy cars off your friend, and it was like relatively cheap. So you can buy a car off somebody off the street for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. Still had low miles on it, and it was a decent running car. I bought several vehicles like this from various friends and everything. So with that being said, I knew that I couldn't afford a car note. So if I was going to get a car note, I needed my insurance and my car note to be within the realm of $350 a month collectively. Now, at the time, that was a little impossible because most of the time your car insurance was going to be about $200 and your car note was going to be about like $250, close to $300. I didn't really worry about having my insurance that high because I was working with this organization that kind of assisted me with my insurance, who gave me low insurance. So I left downtown and I ended up moving to a nearby suburb and got a 2-bedroom apartment. And I ended up getting it for like $600. Now this was like a while ago because apartments are not $600 right now. But at the time it was $600, and I ended up getting my first car note. I put about $1,500 down, and I got my car note was $206 and some change. It was like $206 and like 36 cents, something like that. So I was able to get the car note in a range that was affordable for me, and my insurance actually came out to about $175, about $175. So I didn't really get it under 350, but the basic principle is I was able to get my car note at a lower rate. Now the insurance, you can always change insurance companies, so that's always hit or miss, where you can just kind of move along with the insurance. You can get the insurance to anybody and get it cheaper. But my primary concern at that point was, hey, is it possible for me to go ahead and get my car where it's affordable for me? And then it had to be good on gas. And the car I ended up getting was a Nissan Altima. And that lasted me about 5 years before I ended up trading it in and getting a second car note. If I ended up trading in and get a second car note. But I ended up getting a car and it had low miles. So at the time it had about 60,000 miles on there. And these were things that I had manifested years before. So I will always say, hey, this is a kind of, I didn't really say what kind of car I wanted. I know I just kind of kept it real general. I know I want a car that has about 60,000 miles on there. I know I want it to be a nice car, still runs, it's going to last me a long time. I know I want my car note to be less than $250. And I want my insurance to be less than $150. Now, some of these variables are going to come true. Other ones are not going to come true. But I was able to manifest this idea to where it was going to benefit me. And that's the power of manifestation, is to make it repetition. Continuously say it over and over and over again. That's how you get manifesting to work in your favor. Not only do you have to visualize it, but you have to speak it into existence. You have to see that bill come in, and it's the amount that you want it to be. You have to see whatever car that you're trying to visualize. That's the car that you're going to be driving in. Now, it may not happen in the first year. It may not happen in the second year. For me, it didn't happen until like the third or fourth year of me manifesting it. But eventually, I was in a position to go ahead and get it. The second time that I was practicing manifesting is when I was telling myself, before I left my previous job, I was a supervisor, but I knew I was destined for something much greater. I knew this because I already visualized it. I already put it out there. I said within the next 5 years of me leaving this job, I will make $100,000. It was that simple. Within the next 5 years, I was gonna make $100,000. This is what I learned from manifesting. The more you say it out loud, the more you believe it, and you start to push that energy out into the universe, and then it started to bounce back to you. You start to push that energy out into the universe, and then it end up coming back to you. So not only do you have to visualize it, but then you have to start acting it. You have to start living it, start believing in it. So if you want to be a millionaire, you have to open up the mind to be a millionaire. Look for opportunities to help you be a millionaire, to carve that path to be a millionaire. When you start seeking opportunities and open up your mind and your body to opportunities and positivity, those things tend to follow. It sounds crazy to some, and it sounds unbelievable to others. Believe me when I say that manifesting has gotten me everything that I wanted, even coming down to my house. I wanted a 3-bedroom house. I wanted a nice backyard with a patio. Now, I didn't get it the way I wanted it to look, but essentially I got everything I wanted in my house. I wanted 2 full bathrooms. I got that. I wanted a finished basement. I got that. I wanted a nice backyard. I wanted a 2-car garage. I got that. Now, there's some things that I didn't get with my house. I don't have an automatic garage opener. It's a small thing, but I don't have it. So some of these key takeaways is that I spoke these things out into the universe. Now, some people may say, hey, well, I pray. Is that the same thing? Sure. Praying could be a very valuable path to getting what you want out of life. You can pray for it, but understand that even when you pray for it, you still have to put the actions behind it in order to get it. Nobody has created a vision board and then doors just start to open for them. That vision board is to help you visualize and emit that energy out into the world so it can bounce back to you. That's what manifestation is. You have to manifest your own destiny. You have to open yourself up to knowing where you want to go. It's about knowing your path. It's about having positive thoughts. What direction are you seeking to go down? Are you looking to get a degree? Are you looking to open your own business? What does that look like? When you start opening yourself up to all these ideas, a lot of opportunities start to present themselves in different ways. One of the things that I've also noticed when it comes to manifesting, when I put something out there, I keep putting it out there and then it just goes to the back of my head. So manifesting is about action. It's about energy. You have to put the action, the energy, you have to put it out there. You have to speak it. You have to do it mentally. And then opportunities will open up. And then the other thing is that you have to know your path. Where do you want to go in life? What do you want to achieve? Because we all know in this world, in order to achieve something, the greatest thing you have to have is money. So if you know money is in your future, what is going to be tangible for you to get that money? What job do you see yourself doing to be able to get that money? Or what job is going to pave the way for you to start your business to get unlimited income, to unlock your unlimited earning potential? That's the bigger picture. That's the things that we are looking at. That's what I'm talking about, is being able to manifest all great things. But it starts with you. You are the energy. You are the spark plug. You are the light that brightens your own future. There's nobody else that can manifest or pray for you, that can make things happen, because you have to put the work in. You have the energy. You have the mindset. You have the ability. You have the power. It has been a pleasure of mine to be the pillar in positivity for all and whomever listen to this podcast. And I want you to know that you are the power. You are the spark plug. You can make great things happen through positivity and action. And you can manifest all the things that you want. Now, granted, it won't come like you want it to. It won't happen where you want it to, but it'll happen. Somewhere down the line, it will happen. And you will start to see changes. Some may be subtle at first, but then you start to see changes. One of the other things I spoke on was positive thinking and energy. You can't think negative and think that great things are still going to happen. You have to have a positive mindset. Having a positive mindset will break down the barriers that will help you get to manifesting. Because sometimes negativity will happen. Even when negative stuff start to occur, I believe that if you put a positive spin on it, great things happen. Now, everything can be spun into a positive light. Somebody's death can be spun into a positive light. An accident can be spun into a positive light. Now, some people may say, well, I got in an accident, but I still got all my fingers and toes. I still got my limbs. I still got my life. And if you know anybody that's been in an accident that has lost their life, more people have died from accidents than probably any other way or manner of death in the world. So when we talk about having positive thoughts, sometimes it's just waking up knowing that you're going to have a positive day and emitting that energy of positivity. Now, I'm not saying you can't be tired. I'm not saying that it's going to be positive all the time. It's not. Sometimes people get depressed. Sometimes people get tired. It happens to the best of us. It's not easy being positive all the time and being positive for other people. I wasn't always positive. There were times where I was very pessimistic in a lot of decisions and life choices. There was a lot of times that I was negative right at the start of the decision, I was negative. I didn't want to see the positive. All I wanted was the negative, because the negative kept me safe. It let me know that on the other end of this decision, on the other end of this opportunity, on the other end of this door, there was reason to believe that there was going to be such a failure that I need not worry about it, because it was going to fail anyway. There was no need to be positive about it. It was only need to be negative. And to continuously be negative. And as I continuously kept that negative mindset, opportunities fled, ran, jumped over fences to get away from me. I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I closed myself off. There was a time where I came into a nice little windfall of money, and my mom at the time told me to go and buy a house. But I was so negative about the idea of buying a house. Like, I don't want to buy a house because I'm not married. I don't think I'll be able to afford it. It sounds like it'll be a lot of money. I had every excuse in the world for why I shouldn't even entertain the idea of buying a house. I'm like, the maintenance upkeep is a lot. I don't make that much money. I made enough money to actually go buy maybe a starter house on my first house. And I could have done it in the neighborhood that I currently lived in because interest rates wasn't that bad. But I had already kicked the idea out of my head because of the negative thoughts that I had. I could have had a house right now, almost paid off. This was about 9 years ago. A little bit after the housing crash. And I came into a windfall of money, and I could have bought a house. And me and my son could have had a house. And with my income increasing like it did over the last 10 years, I could have made more money than the mortgage that I was paying. Like, for instance, say my mortgage was $750, probably around the same amount that I was paying for an apartment. About $750. Houses wasn't even inflated at that point. It was pretty decent, pretty much average numbers. We'll say about average numbers. But I turned around and didn't do that. Essentially, I paid my car off and went and bought a motorcycle, paid some credit card, paid a lawsuit off, paid a credit card bill off. I did some productive stuff with it. Don't get me wrong. I was productive. But had I bought a house, the income that I currently have versus the mortgage I would have had 10 years ago, it would have made all the difference. It would have been a smarter move at the time financially, but we don't know the future. But that was the power of negativity. That was the power of being a pessimistic at the time. And I wasn't confident in what my potential earning power was going to be 10 years later. I doubted myself before I even could make the next move. I doubted myself. Had I looked forward to a higher earning potential in the future, I would have bought that house. Maybe, and we can also say, maybe if my mom was a little bit more aggressive about the idea, or had the right connects, and was putting the right people around me, or if I put the right people around me myself, that could turn around and say, hey, go ahead and get you a $60,000, $70,000 house to start. This is what you paying now. If they would have sat down and started breaking the numbers down, maybe I would have went and bought a house. It could have been paying maybe $750 or less than that. And if I would have seen what my earning potential was and had faith in myself and a positivity in myself and was manifesting as hard as I was for other stuff and manifesting for that, I think I would have been a lot further than where I am at this junction. Sometimes it's about having the right people in your circle. Sometimes. But right now we're talking about manifesting. I'll leave you with this. If you believe in the power of prayer, if you believe in the power of karma, If there are certain things that you believe that knowingly in your heart feel has brought you great energy and opportunity, there's no difference in that than it is with manifestation. And if you don't believe in anything, then take my words as they are and start manifesting your own destiny. Start manifesting your future. Start doing all the things that you want to do in life and start manifesting those into reality. You want to travel? Manifest traveling. If you want to do stand up, if you want to be famous, if you want to be anything outside of what you are right now, you can manifest it. And you can take that energy and you're going to put it out into the universe. And you're going to wake up every morning giving yourself positive affirmations. If you're on Instagram, turn your feed into all positive affirmations. If you want to have the woman of your life that you believe, that you want the woman of your life to find you, manifest it. And watch opportunities start to open up. If you feel like you don't walk with confidence, walk with confidence. Wake up every morning and tell yourself, today I'm going to meet the love of my life and I'm walking with confidence. Today I'm going to meet the love of my life and I'm walking with confidence. And manifest that energy and put that energy out into the world and let the universe reward you for putting that positivity and that energy out there. Let the universe reward you by putting that positivity and that energy out there. I'll leave you with those words and let you be the judge of what's going to happen. And as always, if you want to go ahead and drop me a line, give me some feedback. Maybe you don't like my audio. Maybe you don't like my voice. I talk a little slow sometimes. Talk a little deep. Try to be real provocative and thought-provoking. You can always drop me a line at PharaohMrNiceGuy@gmail.com.